Hello everyone, Nika here with your Daily Neuro Nuggets. So it has been not Daily Neuro Nuggets because it's been over 8 days. Very weird stuff. So this is my fourth channel. I've had to regrow every single one from scratch. I think the YouTube's is angry or something. I've tried to upload from different telephones, different computers, laptops, you name it. Very strange stuff. Not sure if it's channel suppression, but find it very odd nonetheless. So before we get started, you guys make sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment because that does boost the algorithm. Remember, my first channel, I believe, had over 80K, still relatively small, but ever since, each channel has been much smaller, right? Again, suppression, so make sure to give it a thumbs up. Now, we have missed so much. I have been keeping tabs on what is still taking place. This case is driving us all crazy, so I hope all of you guys have also been keeping tabs on what's taking place. It's so important. Now, I am sure that all of you have already heard about the documents that were unsealed. The first one that I'm going to be covering is the motion to allow certain experts and investigators protected access to view the IgG materials. We already knew it was a matter of time for them to loop back around to the whole IgG mess. Now, I urge every single one of you to go through the legal documents, specifically Becca Barlow, okay? Scientist, attorney, she knows her stuff when it comes to IgG. And it is so essential because there are so many loopholes, there's so many ways to potentially frame someone. In fact, if you read Becca Barlow's declaration that is attached to one of the legal documents, you will see how scary it is because IgG, as Becca Barlow mentioned, has been abused by LE before. So please, 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 please read that document. It is a little bit scientific. She actually wrote a whole book, I believe, but you don't need to read her whole book. Just go read that legal document. Something that comes to mind is that if they have seen it, the IgG, all the people involved, why bother to seal the document? Why? Was it the prosecution? If so, why? Everyone involved has already seen it. Why is it such a big deal to seal this document? These are questions that we need to always ask ourselves. Now, per the Sixth Amendment, and you guys know how I feel about the Constitution and our rights as a veteran, it is imperative that you learn your rights for your own safety and your friends, family, loved ones. So, per the Sixth Amendment, they are going to allow access to the IgG materials to Dr. Leah Barkin, Becca Barlow, the scientist / attorney I just mentioned, and Stephen Mercer. Why? To identify how and when BK was identified as a suspect. This was shocking for me to read. We are now in February 2024. BK has been sitting in jail since December 2022. Yet, nobody knows how he was first identified as a suspect. Now, I have made a video about this before where I went ahead and mentioned, yes, was it WSU police? Was it the driver? Who did it first? Who identified him first? Who pointed the finger at Kohberger? We still don't really know, not 100%, because currently it is all speculation. I do this a lot where I put myself in the position of people, right? When we're trying to analyze anything, it gives us perspective. Now, I'm attempting to put myself in the position of BK, who's been sitting in jail for over a year and still is completely clueless as to who identified him as a potential suspect. Who did it first? How does that make me feel? Of course, we can never really put ourselves completely in that person's shoes, but it would make me very anxious, very stressed, possibly scared. What did I do? Who did I maybe anger? Why are they pointing the finger at me? Was it somebody at the university where BK worked? Did he rub somebody the wrong way? Was it a policeman from another location? Was it a student? Who did it? Was it the driver? The shady, very shady driver, in my opinion, Eric Gower, Gower, who happened to magically take a week off of work the day after the crimes took place. Then contradicted himself, saying he did not know that the crimes had taken place until much later. The Eric driver who is close to LE was that who identified Brian, who allegedly lived right 1,200 feet away from him, who had a wife who was apparently afraid of Brian. Just keep all those things in mind, okay? It's essential. Now, this unsealing of this document is good news, right? Because if you know who Becca Barlow is and what she does for a living and the depth of her knowledge, this will make you possibly feel a slight sense of relief, because this woman knows her stuff. I mean, I went ahead and read her entire book in like a couple days, so not very thoroughly, but this woman knows her stuff. And the fact that this document is now going to be accessible to her is good news, because if something or someone could have tampered with the IgG, she will find it. That is my opinion. That's how calm I am, knowing that she's going to have access to the information. And hopefully this gives us a little bit more insight into who and when the IgG appeared. Because to this day, another thing we don't know is what came first. The IgG, the sheath, we don't know. Was the sheath found after? And if so, how much after the crime was committed? Was it minutes? Was it hours? Was it days? That all needs to be addressed. Now, all of this just makes me realize that what Bill Thompson said in the beginning, that we have our man, it's much more complicated. Like he recently said, this going back and forth with the prosecution saying, oh, it's a complicated case, we need to explore further, Your Honor. We need to rush this case. It's very complicated, so we just need to push it through and get it over with. So is it complicated, or do you have your man? I'm not sure if Bill Thompson is just ready to retire and get it over with, or if it's something maybe more sinister, as potentially they may not have as much information as they thought they had. And now that the whole IgG information is going to be re-explored, it will be interesting to see where this case goes. So, time for me to go to my second job, because yes, I am still working it. I have still been working it. So, let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this document being unsealed to Becca Barlow specifically? I am not too informed on the 2 other people who this document is being unsealed for, but please, like I mentioned, look into Becca Barlow. She knows her stuff. Also, I am very curious to know where all of you guys stand. Are you leaning on BK being guilty or innocent? Myself, I'm still very unsure, but the fact that this whole case is so complicated makes me doubt the veracity of what LE has mentioned in the past. And that alone, doubting LE, is a big problem. We have noticed that even community members in Moscow do not trust LE. That is a problem. So I hope Moscow LE is doing whatever they can to gain back, if they even ever had, trust from their community members. Okay, so we'll see where this goes. It will be very interesting and likely going to be a very lengthy case. So you guys stay tuned. Leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and have a wonderful day. Oh, and drink some tea. Yes, tea. Take care.